now listening to the Good Bad Advice Podcast with Stephanie and Chase.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. We're trying
Hello,
different
hello,
hellos,
hello.
you guys. You guys, not us having done a bunch of hellos for about 30 seconds, realize we're on camera. Stephanie cuts to Chase just start. So we just started mid-giggle.
Oh my goodness.
This is the Good Bad Advice Podcast. We are your hosts. I'm Chase.
And I'm Stephanie.
And we give unsolicited advice to people in the news. And this week is going to be unhinged. We can already tell. Already tell because we survived the week. It was touch and go there for a minute. And I'm not talking about the election. I'm talking about BYU beating the Utes last night.
Whoa, that was
in
crazy.
An insane fashion.
I did not
For
consume
those of you
any
that
of it.
are
I
not
did just
local,
follow along on Google.
Yeah, same. Because we were at Harry Potter,
Yeah.
which we're going to get to. But for those of you that aren't Utah natives or are not familiar with this sort of game dynamic, they call this the Holy War in Utah. It is Brigham Young University, BYU, who was coming into this 8-0, ranked number 9th in the nation. Mm-hmm. And I'm a huge BYU fan. We typically fumble, pun intended, our seasons. And we have a history of even being really high up and then playing the Utes. The Utes were coming into this 4-4. Not a great season. Yeah. This is, like a lot of them were saying, this was their Super Bowl because the Holy War is just like the biggest rivalry in our state is the University of Utah versus BYU.
I imagine it's like is it Ole Miss and Alabama,
and it's like Michigan and Ohio, think those sort of levels of rivalry.
Also the element of like the LDS Church in it and the Utah
LDS Church and then because Brigham Young University is a church affiliated school, and then even though there's so many wonderful, amazing members of the church that attend University of Utah, sometimes it gets pigeonholed like the Gentiles versus the Jews, the righteous versus the heathens. Yeah. And so that is
particularly in the commentary after the game with people like, oh, I had the worst interaction with a Utah fan. And I'm like, oh gosh.
Yes.
You guys.
And so for those of you.
Very close at the end.
Yeah.
Field
very,
goal
very,
at the
very
end?
end.
I don't know.
21 for the Utes, 19, and there ends up being a call right after they say the game is quote unquote over, which empowers BYU to be able to kick a field goal. So BYU ends up pulling out the W, 22-21, and it was insane.
Tensions
and for
were
those
high.
of you that don't understand, BYU is a church school, so they don't have alcohol there. It's fairly strict. Well, they don't have alcohol. Wink, wink. Heather, good time, girl. But there's, they're not supposed to. So imagine there were texts that went out at BYU because they played at Utah, which is in Salt Lake City, about 45 minutes north of Provo, where BYU is located. And so BYU students rushed the entire campus area at 2 a.m. And there's now all this footage of them having their very Mormon style fandom.
So it's like a rave, but picture so much more
but
clothing.
They're playing Disney. it's a rave.
To be a man, you must be.
They're be our guest, put your shoulder to the
And
chest.
they're line dancing to it.
They're line dancing. And 4 people got engaged.
No,
did you hear? 4 people got engaged at the rave. That's a very Mormon rave.
That was the most Cruella de Vil laugh I've ever done.
So it is just really funny. Are you a U fan?
Oh,
or are you
I'm
BYU
so indifferent.
Yeah,
I literally don't care at all.
I'm a huge BYU fan.
I'm usually an underdog,
Oliver's
though,
a huge
so I
BYU
wanted
fan.
them. I wanted BYU to win because they haven't for very long, and that makes me feel sad.
Well, they won
for
their
them.
last matchup in 2021 and then hadn't won the 9 games prior.
Yeah.
The U just has dominated the Holy War. So I'm grateful that BYU pulled it out. This is a very good week for me personally on winning. Not a big deal, but I was getting updates last night while Steph arranged for us to get the most magical experience ever. The Utah Symphony was playing the soundtrack or the score to Harry Potter, A Sorcerer's Stone.
This is the most magical experience, and I'm sorry if you have not gone to this before. They started over this year with the Sorcerer's Stone.
Yes.
And then they moved through every movie throughout the next 7 years. but it's been one of my favorite traditions that I go to. And they essentially play the movie on the screen with subtitles, but any music in the movie, they play aloud with the Utah Symphony. So it is truly...
It is gorgeous. First off, magical. It's a gorgeous venue at a Bravenel Hall. The chandeliers, it feels very much like you're at the opera. And then for them to start, and they have a full symphony. Full symphony and orchestra, I'm pretty sure, because they have brass, they had woodwind.
Yeah, full orchestra.
And the conductor comes out, who is just doing the absolute most.
As he should. That's what I want from my maestro.
And everything is wizards, witches, and muggles. The whole level 10. People are coming in costume. Now Stephanie and I were talking next year. We have a couple of costume ideas that nobody would really see coming. The car. Both of us as the car. I think it'd be fun to go as the Golden Snitch.
Yeah,
and
or
just
somebody
paint your
come as
face.
the Whomping Willow.
Or you wanted to come as the Whomping Willow. I do think the book that eats things would be a really and you just
and I would walk around just being like, you just need to stroke his spine.
Yeah, and I'd say, oh, you do. It was so fun.
Yeah.
And then we ran into Cassie and Troy there as well. Shout out, say hi to them, and our friend Molly and Matt Robinson, Molly the mom, who she had us do a TikTok during intermission. It's going to air this week, you guys. So you need to follow Molly the mom. I think she'll tag us or collaborate or something. The cojones you have to do TikToks in public are, we were influencers in the wild.
I have a very high embarrassment threshold.
Yeah, same.
So it wasn't like I was embarrassed, but I was to do this all the time is brave. You're brave.
Well, and Molly, I had said to her, well, how are we going to set up the camera? And she only had a little teeny clutch. She pulls out a giant tripod from her little clutch that just telescoped it to a full 8-foot tall ring light.
And she's a queen for it,
Oh, I adore them.
Amazing.
We had a really fun time with them.
Her husband's so nice.
Yeah, we didn't. He was also the perfect Instagram husband, getting multiple pictures. We didn't have. We'll post the picture. I think I have it on my phone.
Oh yeah, perfect.
And he also did. We have a behind the scenes that we'll post in our carousel. We need to make sure we do that because that is really fun.
Yeah.
So we did that. It was a really fun event and just a beautiful. It'll be a
also
tradition.
So
I'll do it
fun
every
watching, in this crowd because people cheer, they boo, they get excited,
And I've seen Harry Potter so many times. I often am watching while I'm on my phone or distracted, but you couldn't really do that there. And so there were so many other parts of the movie that I really
there were lines in there that I feel like I've never heard before.
Same. And the acting, the overacting by the young actors, but then the phenomenal acting of you really do see Alan Rickman and Maggie Smith and Bonnie, those actors that are just so good. You're kind of like, oh, you are captivating.
Yeah. And it's also it just gives you a new appreciation for moments in it where everybody starts laughing and you're like, oh, that is really funny. I've lost the humor in that.
Yes. Yeah. If you want to come with us next year, we're for sure going to do that. Oh, so while we're on talking about going to things, we'll do it during the story because we have the story on Wicked.
Oh, yeah,
and then I need to do an announcement because I think we're running out of seats, and I need to make sure everyone has one if they want to come. But that was a very good week. That was a very good weekend, which was great because I had a very, very, very long week.
Yeah.
I was in trial the whole week and had a crazy situation that happened at trial where I was verbally attacked by this other lawyer in judge's chambers, and the bailiff had to come and escort the lawyer out. It was
Did you hear
nuts.
That? I just popped my neck and I was like,
I hope it caught up on the feed. The mic caught it.
Caught that because it was
ASMR. You're like that person. Do you think those people on TikTok that have caught up with the chiropractor are actually where they're like, I haven't moved in 6 months, and then they and their arm dislocates, and then they're run a marathon. Or have you seen the one where it looks like he's putting a finger up a butt because it's the coccyx?
No, I have not actually seen that one.
I'll show you. And he is leaning here where is he doing? And then all of a sudden it's and you see your whole back just collapse.
So, I guess I believe it only because we have a chiropractor that we go to that he does more muscle activation.
Okay.
And so he'll pop things and put things in their place. but he does like muscle activation. So he will do this like test to see which muscles are not active. And then he will like work pressure points around there. And I do actually believe that that's magic.
Magic?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. No.
No, because when he's doing it, you're like, this is a crock of something.
Yeah, totally.
And then after, you're like, okay, but why do I feel way better?
No, there's
crazy.
I'm not sure if it's placebo effect or what, but I have similar feelings on that where I'm like, oh no, this is good.
Yeah.
This makes me feel
I
good.
believe it.
That was the other thing too that I took away last night was, for a long time with Harry Potter, I always thought, oh man, I wish there was magic. I wish I had magic. I wish I was a wizard or whatever. But if you look at our world, not to get like too meta, but if you look at our world, we pretty much are living in magic land. Like a little thing on my phone, I'm just like I don't need to conjure a spell.
No, technology
I just Google.
is magic.
Yeah, technology, magic, medicine, magic.
Yeah.
Those are really two things that are coming to mind. But I'm sure there's lots of examples
Science,
of magic. School bus,
art,
the magic. School book bus.
Yeah, that's specific. We were talking about that at dinner.
We were too. Oh my God, that's so funny.
Wait, really?
Yes, because I was saying I don't know how my body works, but I did learn everything from the magic school bus. And so when my stomach acid is like, ugh, I just imagine it's like a worker down there that's like, oh man, why do they keep putting
so
sludge?
crazy.
We literally talked about, we went to separate dinners before the concert. Okay.
No, at dinner, Bailey was like, oh, and that one girl who's always like, at my own school, nobody cares.
No, Bailey was so funny last night. It was fun to hang out with her. I haven't hung out with her in a hot minute. And it was fun just to like.
Also, I was sitting there and I was like, you don't get to see me be like a mom.
Yeah.
Very often.
You had a Mary Poppins bag.
Oh.
You kept pulling out snacks. You pulled out a stuffed animal. I was like, okay,
and guess
queen.
Which bag it was?
It was the white bag, you guys. It's debuted. It's right here in our studio.
I should show it. I'll show it.
She absolutely wanted everybody to know that was a bag I'd bought her several years ago for Christmas that was making its debut.
I thought it was last year.
No,
2 years ago.
2 years ago,
Sorry.
yeah. Oops. Okay, I have a couple of 3GBs from the week.
Me too.
Okay, you go first.
Okay, first one, Martha Stewart documentary.
Is it so
Spectacular.
good?
Give me 14 of them.
Okay.
It's so good. Martha is like the epitome of like, I could care less. But like just has such great energy. Also the like very much epitome of like how women are treated in the workplace and how it's like not accurately reflected, because she will be like, hey, that's a really bad product. And then she'll get like, her employees will be like, she was rude about the product. She's like, it's my product, it's my brand. What do you mean?
Right.
So
she has boss energy that I think is like great. She also definitely has a like swag.
Exactly.
Like she has female swag. I really do think she's the female equivalent of Snoop Dogg with respect to swag. Like they are 10s and 10s see each other.
No, and they were talking about in the documentary, like she was the original influencer. Mm-hmm. And then I didn't know a lot about the trial that happened and like that caused her to go to jail. Yeah. But like it was extremely fraudulent.
The trial?
Yeah.
How so?
The guy who tipped her off, I guess I'm going to spoil it. So blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Spoiler. The guy who was her financial advisor told her that the stocks were going down and she should sell. That guy had found out that the drug for that company wasn't going to be FDA approved. And so that the stocks were going to drop. But he called Martha and just said, the stocks are going down, you should sell. So he did not tip her off. And he even said, I did not tell her that like the drug wasn't getting approved and that's why it was happening. He just said, it's going down. Now, even her best friend said at the trial that she had said, isn't it so nice to have a financial advisor who lets you know about these things? And that was like part of the evidence that they used. And I'm like, where is the loyalty in this place? She was literally her best friend's children's godparent. And her best friend went to trial and was like, well, she said this. I'm like, I don't care if you walked up to me and said,
agreed,
I'm selling these stocks because they're going down. Like, I would be like, yes, slay, get your money. Like, listen.
No, because you and I have
everybody is getting
unhealthy,
insider. We have unhealthy
we have
loyalty for sure.
But that doesn't mean that loyalty is unhealthy.
Yes.
Like, we have unhealthy loyalty, but it doesn't mean the concept of being loyal is unhealthy.
Yeah.
And I would like people to be more loyal.
Yep.
Like, and I would actually like people to be more unhealthily loyal.
Yeah.
Like, because I think
Stand
if
by
we
me forever. I don't know
calibrate,
what you mean.
we need to calibrate into more loyal, which means I need the unhealthy loyalty to like pull the like moderate loyals into like more of like a firm loyalty stronghold. That's where I'm coming from.
Particularly with the people who deserve it.
Oh.
And it sounds like Martha Stewart deserved it. Like, I don't know.
She couldn't have. I
They
mean,
were
think of
best
all the
friends
people
for
that.
15 years, and she testified against her.
Oh, I've had friendships for about 15 years that have blown up. So
No,
I get that.
But it's like, you could literally tell me, oh my gosh, I just got tipped off. And I would be like, split your earnings. Like, I would genuinely just be like, Your Honor, slay. Like,
You've said that multiple times when we talk about court stuff. You're like, do you ever just feel like going in there and being like, Your Honor, slay? And I'm like, no, I'd like to keep my job. But when I hear you say it, I'm kind of like,
wait, but
I'm
why
voting
couldn't
for
I?
vote for L. Like, I'm in.
Anyway, that one was really good.
Okay.
Second one I watched, Practical Magic.
You did not.
I did watch.
Oh my
Practical
gosh,
Magic.
this is, I can't believe you're telling me live. This is such a real reaction.
I know.
Okay, what did you think?
Oh, quintessential 90s movie. Perfect, no notes, best soundtrack.
Oh my gosh, this makes me so happy.
Were so gorgeous in that movie.
And
I was like,
then you look at like Catherine Turner, stunning as like the wait, was it Catherine Turner?
I don't know,
but
Nicole Kidman, actually, performance of a lifetime.
no, she's
Oscar-worthy.
Incredible. Like I'm so happy you're having that reaction.
I was like, Nicole Kidman, you earned that check.
She earned
Like,
that check,
in her
and Sandra
possession
Bullock.
scenes, I was like, what? You are killing it.
Totally, and then her different her different sides of her, phenomenal.
One thing I do absolutely love about 90s movies.
They were willing to kill a guy and bury a body and
No, love that though.
like,
the cadence makes absolutely no sense. You're like, wait, why is she running it? Like, there's no explanation. There's no, like, it just makes.
No, they're just occupation. She has a storefront that does like
It's like
witch
he wanted
hazel.
us to order he wanted us to open a storefront. And then she's like depressed because he died and they haven't opened it yet.
Yeah.
And then her sister comes and then the next day it's open.
Yeah.
And you're like,
I feel like we jumped from A to M. I'd like to
skipped
just
a
see what
couple
happened in the
bars.
weird letters. Yeah.
And then like all of the Karens in town hate them. They do a phone tree and they're like, we're all gonna be witches.
No, I love also when they're like, bring your brooms, and they're like, slay, mama.
And
Mind
one girl
you,
brings a
those
Hoover.
women are the same women that were like crapping on them the whole show.
Yeah, like
and then at the
committing a
very
hate crime
end,
15 minutes ago.
no, literally, and then at the end, they're jumping off the roof with an umbrella. And everyone's just like, yay!
No,
but it's so magical. Like that's what you don't understand. I love practical magic.
It's like so dumb, but it's like
No,
glorious.
it's kind of like, in a lot of ways, My Best Friend's Wedding.
Oh, absolutely.
Like
That's what I
that
mean.
genre
Like,
of like
the 90s
Runaway
editing.
Bride. Like Runaway Bride, the idea. Let's do a whole montage of Julia Roberts running away from multiple weddings, and it will be like the most tropey scenes ever. So that like, and then cuts to, I'm writing a news article on her. I happen to be a hot, like weird newspaper guy that's going to write a letter on her.
A journalist?
Like journalism. I thought that was dead. Okay, I can hear it now when you say it back with the cackle. But I did think hot newspaper guy because I was thinking hot guy. Oh, yeah, he works in newspaper.
Okay, and my last 3GB,
Yeah.
which is kind of like twofold, and I have to tell the story. So, one, I read Kelly Bishop's memoir, which is called The Third Gilmore Girl.
Okay.
She was in the original cast of a chorus line on Broadway and won a Tony for her role. Like,
wow. It's so crazy to me when you learn about people that have amazing awards that you're just wouldn't be
in
so
background,
surprised.
so I'm
But
like, all she is Emily Gilmore to me. And then in the book, she was talking about how she was in Dirty Dancing. And I was like, oh my gosh, yes, she was the mom in Dirty Dancing. She wasn't supposed to be. They dropped the other mom, blah, blah, blah. So she comes in. So I'm scrolling on Peacock this weekend. I see Dirty Dancing on there. And I'm like, ugh, best movie ever. My first crush was Patrick Swayze in that
Sexual
movie.
awakening.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally.
And Bailey is on the couch with me. And I'm like, oh, this was my favorite movie. And she's like, okay. And I was like, should we just? And I put it on. When I tell you I was watching this movie at like 5 years old, I was watching this movie at like 5 years old. I swear to you. So we start watching it.
Should you have been watching it at
No,
5?
absolutely not.
Okay,
I don't.
okay.
I was like watching with Bailey, being like, close your eyes. Like, we're watching it, and I'm like, no, I literally got left alone with this show.
Yeah.
And Bailey is making funny comments the whole time. When they walk into the barn with all of the like workers are dancing and grinding on each other, Bailey's like, they need some holy water, burn this place to the ground, like just making such funny comments. So I text my mom and I'm like, Bailey and I are watching Dirty Dancing for the first time. And she sends back, isn't that a little risque for her age? I said, I was watching this show.
She's like, not with me.
At 6 years old. I was alternating between this, Grease, and Footloose.
So I did a book report on Nobody Puts Baby in a Corner.
And then Molly was like, well, you were the youngest, so it doesn't count. I'm like, what do you mean?
Because what's the age gap between you and your oldest? How many years?
8
Oh, yeah,
years?
Molly was done.
7 or 8 years.
She was like, I'm out.
So funny.
She's like, roof over head, clothing, food in the fridge.
Bailey did like Nobody Puts Baby in a Corner. I did replay it like 4 times.
Yeah, you're like, because you liked it, right?
And like the evidence, and then the part where they all come up the aisle dancing. I was like, that's the choreographer. Like, this is this person. That's the choreographer. And then she sees the mom, and she goes, isn't that Emily Gilmore? I was like, yes.
You're like, oh,
Full
yeah.
circle moment.
Nailed it.
I would say wait until maybe teenage years for Dirty Dancing, actually.
Agreed.
It's a little, I mean, Patrick Swayze in that movie, though, that still checks out. He is.
Handsome. You also know what vibe, you know what like TikTok theme or funny thing I'm loving right now is I'm not having a good time at the pumpkin patch. And then it cuts to them with like face paint and like, I think I probably like the pumpkin patch. It's pretty fun. I have been doing that a ton lately. Like, I don't really like core. And then I'll tell my dad, like, I don't really want to go to core. Pretty good at core. I had a pretty fun time. That's like the Dirty Dancing of it all. Okay, my 3 GBs. We watched the entire second season of The Diplomat on Netflix. Carrie Russell, amazing. Allison Janney, tour de force. The 2 of them were sensational in that show, but the supporting cast is amazing. I really, really, really liked.
What's like the main?
Diplomat. She's the ambassador to the UK, and so it's kind of doing like geopolitics. It's a political show, but she's the ambassador, but she didn't really want to be. She's more of like she's in the in the State Department, Foreign Service, not like having any aspirations of being the fancy pretty girl like an ambassador you may think would want to. Anyway, very, very, very good.
I love when really pretty girls play the girl who doesn't want to be that girl.
Yeah, she's like, I don't know. And she's like, her hair's like kind of messy. There's this scene where Allison Janney is like telling her like, hey, you give off that you can't even take care of your hair. How can you be taking care of the whatever? And she's like, okay. So then the next day she's like, I think I'm going to put in a little bit more effort. She comes in like a perfect bun, a light babe, and you're like, yeah, okay, you were always gorgeous. Like no one sat there and thought, oh, this is some uggo while you're wearing a silk chiffon floor-length halter dress with your hair up in an updo and like
French
red
twist.
lip. And she's like, oh, I guess it just needed a little makeup. You're like, okay.
Took a trip
the
to
show is
Sephora.
actually great. My other is Gracie Abrams. I started listening to her and her new album. Really good. Oh my God. I really, really like it. I think she's cool.
Did that once or twice. Okay.
So she's cool. We're going to talk about Grammy noms.
Yes.
And new artists. That's really the category I want to focus on. But that was a really interesting, kind of a happy accident, because I didn't realize I was listening to her, and it came up, and then I was like, whoa, and I just kind of went down the rabbit hole. And then the third thing that Stephen and I watched on election night, because we didn't want to be watching any of the polls coming in, I just wanted to get the updates on my phone. So we had never watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and we started watching it, and it is really, really, really
funny.
good. Really,
Did you
really
know
good
that
cast.
Traven says Gina is my shadow character?
Really?
Like, Gina is the person that you would be if you were never healed. Like, if you had never gone to any therapy, this is how you would treat people. And I'm
who's the girl that was in Encanto?
Oh,
Stephanie
Beatrice is her name.
But what's her name in the show? Santana? No. Santiago? No. Yeah, Santiago.
No, Santiago is the
no, that's the other girl who I love. Yeah. She's a square. Anyway, she's really, really good. No, it's not Santana, because that's the other Hispanic girl in Glee that we get. Naya Rivera's character. Anyway, really, really liked Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And so that's also the kind of show that I can listen to in the car while driving. Because I've outed that. But I don't think it's a crime to just be streaming music or streaming a TV show. I'm not watching it.
As long as you're not watching it.
No, how can I be watching? I'm driving. So
the silence was deafening. Oh, also I watched The English Teacher. Hysterical.
Isn't it so good? Okay, wait.
I love it so much.
Wait, which characters do you like the best? Because it has to be the friend and the gym teacher.
The friend and the gym teacher.
And the principal is also a really good character, because he's that. I know that personality super well. And the lead is Brian. Brian Atwood. No,
yeah,
Brian, something like that. Jeremy Atwood or whatever. He's great. He's the one that does. What do you want with my daughter? Nothing. What can you offer my daughter? Nothing. Just this.
And then he dances to it. He's done probably 30 of those videos, and I've subscribed to everyone.
Every single one of them. I'm like, ooh, new flavor.
Like, if you go through, you'll see my comment
that
on
he
them.
takes off. Yeah. Oh no, you will see mine as well.
Yeah, like I love. It was so funny and like just so cleverly written. Yeah. And in a way that
he
was
wrote
like
it. The lead wrote it.
He did?
Uh-huh.
It's just done in a way that it's like preachy, or it's not preachy, but it's delivering a message, and also delivering nuance in the message.
And also yeah, I was just gonna say, but
there's
delivering.
There's so much nuance.
You would think that the message would be heavy-handed, and it wasn't. I thought it was really measured.
It was gentle.
I thought it was like
measured.
in the middle, like even though he's like
it showed a hypocrisy on all
both
aspects.
sides. Yes,
and that just made it really interesting dialogue, because that's how life is.
Right.
It's not all one-sided.
Okay, I'm getting out my notebook. So I have right here our Dancing with the Stars predictions, and now we're going to do Grammy predictions, because the Grammy list was the Grammy nominations came out this week, and I've got some advice, because we're giving advice to people in the news. Yeah. I have some advice for who they should pick. Yeah. And these will be our picks. So, the record of the year. Now and Then, the Beatles. Dumb. Which is a little
rude.
Yeah, and also I kind of feel like, really? Anyway, Texas
really
Hold'em.
Have like a thing with the Beatles, though. So
wait, I'm gonna do this as record. We're just gonna do the three mains: record, album, and song, and new artist. Because the new artist category is what I want to end on, because I have the most thoughts on new artist. So record.
What about album of the year? We should do that one.
That's record, album, song. The three. Yeah. Those are the three last ones. And again, the different, just to like remind everybody the different rules. One of them is
record, album, song, new artist.
Yeah. The song is obviously for the song. The record is for the writers. The album is for the overall body. Yeah. Or I may have mixed those up, but okay. Yeah. Record: Texas Hold'em by Beyonce, Espresso, Sabrina Carpenter, 360, Charlie XCX, Birds of a Feather, Billie Eilish, Not Like Us, Kendrick Lamar, which is shocking. Good Luck, Babe. Shocking because
it's a diss track.
Yes. Hang on. I'm going to come back. Let me get through the rest. Good Luck, Babe, Chappell Roan, Fortnite, Taylor Swift featuring Post Malone. What's your pick?
You know what's so crazy? At the beginning of this, year, we talked about how
it was going to be a juggernaut year
TTPD
because
was like, and then now I feel like all of them might have eclipsed
So who
that.
do you think is going to win record?
Ooh, I think. Okay. Is Not Like Us on Song of the Year? Or just Record of the Year?
Song of the Year as well.
Okay, so
I think it will win. If it wins anything, I think it'll win song. I don't think it'll win performance.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think Not Like Us will win something. That really was
Interesting. Okay.
the-
Wait, but go
don't know
through
which
record.
one.
So
Record is for the writing.
yes. No. So song is for the writing. Song of the Year is for the writing because it has all the songwriters listed as the noms.
Okay. I think the top contenders are Texas Hold'em,
Agreed.
Espresso,
Agreed.
Not Like Us.
I would add Fortnite only because it won like a bunch of random stuff previously.
Yeah, at the VMAs.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say I think it's gonna be Texas Hold'em.
I think it probably will be Texas Hold'em too.
Okay, we're on the same page there. Now, album of the year. This is kind of fun because Andre 3000, who has not been in the musical lexicon currently for a hot minute, formerly known for Outkast. His album New Blue Sun, I've not heard anything about it, so I really can't speak. I should have sampled it a little bit, but that's nominated. Cowboy Carter's nominated, which we knew it would be. I'm very surprised Short and Sweet was nominated, that Sabrina Carpenter is nominated in the major categories, but congrats to her.
That is like a no-skip album, so...
That's right. I'm just saying at the beginning of the year when we were thinking it was going to be bloodbath between KP, Taylor Swift. We thought Gaga was coming out, Casey Musgraves, Billie Eilish, and Beyonce.
Is Casey Musgraves?
She didn't make any of the noms for the major categories. Oh. Yeah, that was I'm like pretty sure.
Neither did Ariana Grande.
Or Ariana Grande did not either.
Which I didn't really listen to either.
I didn't really listen to a lot of either of those albums. They didn't move the needle for me.
Musgraves was
but wait,
amazing.
go through album. So who do you think is going to win the album? So album is Short and Sweet, Cowboy Carter, New Blue Sun, then Brat, Charlie XCX, D. Jesse, Volume 4, Jacob Collier, Hit Me Hard and Soft, Billie Eilish, The Rise and Fall of Midwest Princess, Chappell Roan, and The Torture's Poet Department. Who do you think is going to win album? What album's going to win? Because this should be Cowboy Carter. This is the only she's not won. So I'm gonna manifest Cowboy Carter.
Cowboy Carter. I honestly would say I want it to be Rise and Fall of the Midwest Princess.
I want it to be Rise and Fall as well.
That album is so.
Wait, am I putting you for Cowboy or putting you down for Rise and Fall?
Put me on for Cowboy.
Okay.
I think that is actually.
I think it is going to win for lots
so
of
innovative.
reasons. But I really wish it was Chappell Roan because I love Chappell Roan's album. Okay, Song of the Year. A bar song. Yeah, no some whiskey.
I have not loved that song the way that everybody else does, but I'm happy for you. Know that I am.
Bar song, and then Birds of a Feather.
Pretty, but not gonna win.
Not gonna win. Die with a Smile. This was Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars's duo.
Oh,
which is okay, but it won't win.
No.
Fortnite. I don't think that will win either. Good Luck, Babe. I would love to see that win.
That Song of the Year?
Yeah, but Not Like Us is next.
Not
Please,
Like Us
please,
is probably
please,
gonna
or
win.
Texas Hold'em. You think Not Like Us?
Yeah.
And
that
I
song,
actually think it's going to be...
everybody knows that song.
I think it's going to be Fortnite. I think that's how they're going to not upset the Taylor Swift fandom, because they don't want to make them mad.
No, I think she'll get the performance. I think Taylor will get best performance for Fortnite.
Oh, best pop duo or something. Okay. But here's where gets this is without question the most stacked new artist category I've ever remember in Grammy history.
Sometimes you don't even remember anybody in the new. It's like, who's that?
Benson Boone. Oh. First off, please stay. I want you. I need you. Oh God, don't. It's so good. I love that feeling. So he's great. Sabrina Carpenter. We just went to her. We worship at her altar.
Yeah.
Doechii, Doechii. Doechii. I don't know.
Dochi.
Kharu Kharangbin. KHRUANGBI.
No idea.
I don't know. Okay, Ray. And I saw Ray, RAYE. She opened for Sam Smith. No, she didn't. I forget what she opened for, but I saw her live. She has a really cool, kind of jazzy Amy Winehouse voice. I don't think she'll win. And then Chappell Roan.
Yeah.
Shabuzi won't win, but cool that he's nominated. And then Teddy Swims.
I thought Sabrina Carpenter was in this one too.
Yeah, Sabrina Carpenter, Benson Boone, and then a couple that I couldn't pronounce: Ray, Chappell Roan, Shabuzi, and Teddy Swims. Now I'm going to make a case for why it should be a couple of them. I want to make an argument for why it should be a couple.
So many of them deserve it.
I think Benson Boone has a huge following right now. Like, talk about rise to stardom. You don't get on American Idol, and then you end up putting out your own music, and then you're huge.
Yeah, huge.
So I think he would be. I would not be surprised if he won.
Yeah.
Except that Sabrina Carpenter is also nominated, and she's huge. She also, I just read an interesting article that she registered more voters as part of her tour. Over 34,000 people she helped register to vote for the first time.
Oh, because she had
she had a voting registered. Yes, and so I was actually pretty impressed with that.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Huge. I mean, VMA wins.
Yeah.
She was kind of the darling of the VMAs, so she could really be big. Chappell. We talk about when we talk about new artist. She actually is. I mean, Sabrina Carpenter's had 6 albums.
Yeah. No, I think it's going to be Chappell.
So Chappell Roan is really like, she has 1, maybe 2 albums out. I know she's working on her new music because she debuted that at SNL. Yeah. Her SNL performance was breathtaking. I know we talked about that last week. Yeah. Where the audience sang along. Like, you just think about Coachella or some of the other festivals she's played. If you have
never seen a video of her singing at a festival, look up Chappell Roan Hot to Go Festival.
Yep.
And watch the crowd sing with her like it's the freaking YMCA.
Yep.
Like,
well, she said, I wanted to create a song like the YMCA, but I wanted it to be for something that I resonated with, which was to-go food. Kind of live, laugh, love.
I love her so much.
But here's make your case for Chappell if you have anything else to add.
I actually think she started and popped off this year. Well, like, she didn't start, but like her album came out last year. But this is what new artist is to me.
Yes.
Like, she became the new biggest artist of the year this year.
Yes.
Versus like Sabrina Carpenter has been gaining
traction. She's been around she's kind of been in the sort of sludge of musical whatever, kind of like Charlie XCX, Sabrina Carpenter. Like, I think of them. Taylor Chappell is so unique because she's brand new to the scene. But I'm picking Teddy Swims.
Yeah.
One, I know he's not a new artist. Like, I was actually surprised that he was new artist, and
But he gained a lot of popularity this year.
And I was very sad that he did not get any of the major category noms, because I think I've tried everything but therapy. Both volumes that he came out with in last year is incredible. I think his Milky White album, I think it's called Please Turn Green. That album has 911, has Please Turn Green, Simple Things, Bed on Fire. I mean, such beautiful music. He's older. Like, that's the only thing is that Bed on Fire was like 3 or 4 years ago, because I remember showing it with Whitney and Cindy.
Oh yeah, you're my OG
Teddy Swimser.
Teddy Swimser.
Oh, like, I love him.
Hope
so
to be
my loyalty,
the OG Chappell Roan to most of my friends.
Yes, not me, because we shared Chappell Roan at the same time.
Yeah,
but Teddy, I just love his music. He was my top artist, not last year, but the year before. And I think he could be again this year. I listen to him all the time. So I'm pulling out for my boy Teddy Swims. I do think it will be Chappell Roan, but I'm manifesting Teddy.
Yeah.
I think he's earned it.
What a shame that it won't be Sabrina, though.
What a shame it won't be Sabrina. What a shame it won't be Benson Boone. I mean, and Raya. I mean, the other artists are all wonderful. I'm not trying to knock the ones that we just aren't familiar with.
They're just so all deserving.
They're all. This is not like
sometimes like in the album of the year, it's like, oh, that one. I'm like, I haven't even heard that. So how could it be the album of the year? And not to say that it's not deserving. It's just kind of one of those things that's like, an album of the year should be one that like everybody knows, everybody's familiar with. this is the song that everybody couldn't stop singing.
Okay, so I'm going to just list from just a couple of the recipients of Best New Artist of the Year. So you could just kind of see, like, this is the echelon. This is the trajectory for some of the people. And I'm going to just start 1991, Mariah Carey.
Wow.
Toni Braxton, 94, 95, Sheryl Crow, 96, Hootie and the Blowfish, 97, Leanne Rimes. Whoa. 99, Lauryn Hill. 2000, Christina Aguilera. 2002, Alicia Keys. 2003, Norah Jones. 2004, Evanescence. 2005, Maroon 5. 2006, John Legend. 2007, Carrie Underwood. 2008, Amy Winehouse. 2009, Adele. Like, these are not like the category of people that you will be coming into. Then 2010, Zach Brown Band. Esperanza Spalding, Bon Iver, Fun, Macklemore and Ryan Lewis, Sam Smith, 25, Meghan Trainor, 2016, Chance the Rapper, Alicia Cara, hang on, I'm almost finished, Dua Lipa, Billie Eilish, Megan Thee Stallion, Olivia Rodrigo, Samara Joy, and Victoria Monet. Like,
Victoria Monet.
Yeah, Victoria Monet. A little bit. And that was against Gracie Abrams, Ice Spice, Jelly Roll, Coco Jones, Noah Kahan,
Gracie
The Warren
Abrams
Treaty.
Could be this year. I wouldn't have put her in the category. It was so crazy listening to that list. I'm like, Alicia Keys 2002, what do you mean? Oh, that was
22 years ago.
That's
No, that's why I'm like, John Legend, since when has he not been doing music? Oh, because I'm old.
That was forever ago.
That was forever and forever ago.
Crazy.
Okay, so we've given our advice to the Grammys of who should win.
My advice for the for when you're being Sabrina
nominated. Yeah, when you're
I need you guys all to do Jennifer Lawrence. If I don't win, I'm going home.
Yes, or I need you to the women of lead in a comedy series when Tina Fey, Amy Poehler, Melissa Carr, they all just go up stage. Laura Linney, Edie Falco. I just want all of them to go up stage just to like do their bit. Like I love that.
I love a bit.
What we're not interested in is a Kanye bit.
Nope.
So we don't need a Kanye VMAs bit.
Stage.
We don't need that.
Keep it classy.
Also, I want twice as many performances.
Yeah.
I want it to be performance heavy with a few awards. That's what I'd like.
Agreed. I want
speaking of performances,
Beyonce, Taylor Swift, Sabrina, and Chapel. We did say about the Grammys earlier this year, no men. And I do feel like
were any
Teddy Swims and Kendrick Lamar are acceptable.
Those are the men of the men.
Those are the men.
I also love that they're both
Phineas
short
will be
kings.
There when we talked about.
Yeah,
Post Malone will be there, and those were the acceptable ones.
We're okay with
that we
them.
mentioned. So
everyone else, and I did see something weird about
prediction.
And I'm so sorry. Are we from the future? Hello, take me to your leader.
It's the future I can see. That's so raven. Anyway.
All right. We also have a little bit of housekeeping because by the time this episode goes up tomorrow, I will have the Good, Bad, Wicked icon, little graphic on just our Instagram. What I need you to do is if you're planning on coming on the 26th at 6 p.m. at the district, you need to leave me an emoji and how many tickets you're reserving. I have 30 tickets available. Once the 30 tickets,
people DM us.
Yes,
too.
but the only way for me to now to coordinate them all because people have come and gone and I think I want 2. Sorry, now do you have 4? We're gonna have the graphic on social be the master list. Yeah. So if you're not on the graphic, you're not invited. If you show up and you're like, but I DM'd you, I'm gonna be like, you a bad witch, because I'm quoting Wicked now in all my life. So I'm going to have that up there. Let's do that because that's in 2 weeks.
And send it to the people that have DM'd you.
Yeah, I'm going to try, but I can't guarantee because just so you guys know, Steph and I share the social account. Yeah. So if Steph sees one, I may not see one, but I'm the one that needs to coordinate these because Stephanie will be out of town.
Yes.
Okay. The premiere was, LA premiere was this weekend. When we tell you... It was the most perfectly dressed premiere of any premiere in the history of premieres.
Yeah.
I'm talking Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande have perfectly done the pink, green, Elphaba Glinda vibes. But then to have Jonathan Bailey as the Tin Man with the red heart, with the ruby slippers, to have Michelle Yeoh,
I think.
Yeah, to come at, like, with her hair in the same vibe, like to have Kristen Chenoweth and Idina Menzel there, and then you have the picture of all of them, and she's dressed in the black, and then Kristen and Aria are dressed in the gold and the pink. Gorgeous. Like, I cannot tell you.
I kind of love that Idina and Kristen didn't do
go
the green and pink.
No, they did one removed, which is so tasteful of them. Like,
to not make it about them
and to not have it be like, where's the no. You perfectly
like,
passed the baton.
I was going through the social stories about it, and I like clicked to the next one, and I'm like, Adele Dazeem, and my Trayvon goes, oh, Idina Menzel was there. I'm like,
you are in love with him
I
forever
love
and
you
always.
so much for knowing that.
Yes.
No, it was everybody was dressed so with lots of influencers there, like lots of LA celebrities. This is not on the list that I sent you. Did you see Stassi Schroeder's outfit?
The green?
It was
insane.
Gorgeous.
Oh, really? Like a really deep emerald green?
Oh my gosh, it was so pretty.
When you look at all the outfits, it was Shiz University was the theme.
Yeah.
Which is so cool to say we're going to do a theme for an entire premiere and have it be Shiz University, because now you know that then part 2 will be Oz.
Yeah, I do need to emphasize
they've done an amazing...
it is a part 1 and part 2.
Yes, which means
I
part
broke
1
that news to somebody this week.
Oh, that is tragic.
To my friend Talia, and she was like, what?
No, that's better for me.
Exactly.
And now.
It's
a 2-hour and 40-minute movie.
Yeah.
Okay, for the first half of the show. So they are not messing. They are doing it right.
Yeah.
I think they're going to really, I cannot wait to see it. Honestly,
No,
I'm so excited.
I could start to cry
we
right
see
now.
We see it next Wednesday.
Not this upcoming Wednesday.
No. Next Wednesday. Yes. You and me. No, sorry. I'm going next Wednesday. You're going with me next Friday. No, you're with me next Wednesday. I'm going Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Tuesday. And I don't remember who I have on which
Wednesday
days. Okay. That means we're going the first. Oh, that's right. Because we're in the side seats. That is like, I'm the only thing I'm bummed at is, actually, I need to see. Gap was selling those sweaters. Did you see? Sweatshirts for Wicked. Because are you going to dress up, do you think?
I might wear pink or green, but I don't think I'll dress up.
Yeah, you're like, I'm not going to be a loser.
What do you mean?
I'm not going to order a custom Gap sweater that has
a full ball gown. It would be so embarrassing.
That would be so embarrassing.
Anyway.
So embarrassing as a man to show up in a full ball gown dressed up as Galinda and Elphaba.
I actually think that would be totally cool.
No, I'm referencing some people on social media.
Yeah.
Okay, but here's our advice if you're going to the show. Okay? And we're doing this so we can pass on the message. Eyes on me. 1, 2, 3. This is not a sing-along.
Cram it.
It is not a sing-along.
Shut your mouth.
Zip it.
If there is no
I'm so sorry. Is your name in the credit? If your name is in the credits, you can sing.
If there is not a musical note bouncing on the screen above words, keep your mouth shut.
Yeah. If you have the propensity of opening your mouth, I want to sing, shove it with some popcorn. There's look at me.
The door.
I want to sing, but I can't because I'm drinking.
There's
the door, Shannon Bador. Okay? Keep it moving. And here's the other thing, too. No witches' hats.
No. If your witch hat
you're wearing a witch hat,
in my line of vision,
I'm moving it. If your witch hat comes onto the screen, I'm putting it right. I'm inverting it.
Yeah.
I'm doing just like when it gets cold outside to our wieners. Just goes right inside. I will put that in.
Yeah.
Other thing. I'm okay with cheering, but I had this anxiety.
If you cheer over my dialogue, I will kill you.
I was just going to say, I had this anxiety last night when we were at the thing, because I'm like, okay, I loved Harry Potter, and everyone was like cheering and whatever else, and I was like, oh, yeah, I love it. And then driving home, I had this wave of like, if that's what it's like in the movie theater, I'm glad I'm going so many times so that it will hopefully not happen. But just please shut it and just let it wash over you.
An appropriate amount of applause, yeah.
Yeah, like, woohoo. Like that is, yay. Like, do it inside.
Yeah.
Like, With that said, I know that there'll be moments that you may want to, but we know the story of Wicked, so you can't really be surprised by anything. I mean, if you haven't seen Wicked, okay, you're a fraction of the population that doesn't understand the story. It's not like Endgame where I yelled Wakanda bitch because nobody knew what was happening. That was like the premiere, and so everyone was gooped. That was a real reaction. You can't feign like when you're dealing with Fiero, or you can't fake when Jeff Goldblum comes out and he's the wizard and you're like, what? No way. We know it's him. Yep. So just let them do the performance. Okay. Yep. With that said, I'd like to just bear my testimony about.
I have seen so many videos of people like leaving crying, and I'm like, okay.
No. Did you see the interview, the Australian interview with Cynthia Riva and Ariana Grande? No. She says to him, you guys made my safe movie. When I'm needing to feel safe and feel like a comfort, and I have some, you guys just made that for us. And I was like, and then she's like getting emotional, and then the girls are getting emotional. I just thought, oh hell yes, I cannot wait for this.
I have actually avoided watching their interviews because I've just found them to be a little performative, and I'm so sorry to these women.
Shots fired.
It's just like it's coming off a little bit pretentious, and so I stopped watching them because they're in every interview like holding each other's hand, being like, I don't know, it's just a little bit like it's giving like we're best friends forever, ever and ever.
There's the sweatshirt with the witch's hat. That's cute, right?
Yeah. But like,
I'm not going to buy that for $70 and be an idiot who dressed up. They have it in pink too. Wait, do you want one?
Not in pink. Send me a link.
Totally. We're very, very, very excited. And I'm just so glad that first off, I'm glad the election's over, because that was just like a cloud hanging over us. And I feel like we made it through. Although I will say the best thing I heard on the election night was, who else feels like we're in divorce court waiting to find out who gets custody of us? And I don't know why, just because I'm a divorce attorney, I really loved that perspective. Anyway, so please don't ruin Wicked for those that are going to Wicked or expect a fight.
Yeah.
Okay. Zach Bryan and Brianna Chickenfry.
Oh,
the drama and the bar stool of it all. Now, for those of you that don't know, do you want to give a little bit of a background? Okay, give a little background, and then I'll touch on the most recent episode that came out that is headline.
Brianna Chickenfry is an influencer who works for Barstool. She has her own
Barstool
podcast.
Sports is like one of the largest social media conglomerates. Yeah. Dave Portnoy is the head of that. So just putting everybody's
president
together.
of the company, I think CEO.
And on the podcast as well. Does the podcast with Brianna Chickenfry.
Women-owned company. Women-led? I don't know. I think she founded it. Whatever. Okay. Brianna has a podcast of her own, and then she also has the BFFs podcast with Dave Portnoy and Josh.
Yeah, whatever.
Something. Yeah. So the last year, Brianna Chickenfry, that is not her actual legal name. Her legs just look like chicken fries, is what she says.
Right.
She was dating music star Zach Bryan.
Now,
Lego brick
Zach
head,
Bryan is not the same as Luke Bryan.
Not related.
Not the same as Zach Brown Band.
Not the same.
Not the same. So just make sure that you guys, because I got a little bit confused.
You'll recognize him from his block, ugly head. And when you hear the story, you're going to understand why. Okay? They have been dating for the last year. And Brianna is like kind of taking some heat over the last year. Just like, who is this person? Like, blah, blah, blah. She has stood by her man and been like, hasn't said anything. We find out they break up by pictures of him surface on Raya.
Yep.
And then within 24 hours, he posts on his Instagram story that they've broken up. And then Brianna posts that she's been blindsided, and we're all kind of like, okay, there's tea here. What's the drama? Brianna then posts a YouTube video basically
what a way to find out it's over.
No, so they had broken up, and Brianna knew that. But she had said, I need time for dust to settle.
Before
then we can
any...
make a week, we can make a statement that's like joint about it, and then we'll move forward. Because pictures surfaced of him on Raya, he was like, well, I have to control this narrative of me being this like bad guy who's cheating on Brianna because I'm on Raya a day later. So he then posts this breakup notice. So that's what she was blindsided by. They had discussed that they would post it later, and he did not. He just put it up on his story. Then, like, within 2 hours, posted a picture of his truck. Like, nothing had happened. She then, like, we kind of get a week of silence. There is a diss track released by Josh and Dave Portnoy. In the meantime, Dave Portnoy has gone on some podcasts being like, he's a piece of crap.
Reading him
He
to ultimate.
is.
You know what he's doing though? Being flippin' loyal to his girl Brianna. He's not dating her.
No,
he's
Dave
not interested
Portnoy
in dating
is
her.
Criminally loyal. Like
he's our level of insane.
Yes,
he's
yes,
even
yes.
worse than
I
us.
have to
I think.
respect it.
No, like he's aspirationally loyal for me. His loyalty is aspirational because it borders on, you're right, criminal.
Crazy. Criminally loyal.
Yes.
So then, BFFs launches a podcast where Brianna reveals...
An episode.
Brianna reveals his team offered her $12 million to
sign an NDA.
To sign an NDA and to never talk about anything that happened in the relationship. Which is crazy.
You know what the craziest part is? What's Dave Portnoy's response? Do you know? He said, I'll give you $12 million and one. I'll give you $12 million and one. Tell us everything. So what does she do?
I don't think he gave her any money.
No, but he's saying, I'll give you it. This is not if it's an issue of needing the money. And she said, She says, I ain't for sale.
Well, and thank goodness for that. Because, like, the things that she was saying, I was like, you're not even scratching the surface, obviously. And they were damaging things.
Yes. And that's what's come out most recently. So she ended up doing a podcast, and Dave Portnoy's on because they're on the BFFs. And he's like, look, tell your truth. And then if we want to cut it later, we can. Yeah. And so she tells this story about her birthday party in New Hampshire where he'd rented a house. And he was on tour, but he had like a 3 or 4 day break. And so he was coming out. And was making a huge deal about, I can't believe I'm coming out on my tour to come out for your birthday. And she kept saying, well, don't come out then. That's okay. Thank you for getting the house, whatever. And then they're all around the campfire right before on her birthday eve. He's kind of waiting to ring in the turning 12. And he gets turned and he starts 12. Getting belligerent. What?
Turning 12. You said turning 12.
Like the hour's turning 12 o'clock. I meant going a minute. They're waiting.
Turning 12.
So she was 11 and she was really hoping to get her braces off for her birthday.
She was so happy to have her first sleepover with her friends.
Yeah. Actually, code word is braces because Charlotte's going to get braces. Oh my gosh, we're dying. Anyway, so that, and so then she knows that he's getting turned and starting to be rude. So she says, I'm going to bed, and tries to cajole him to come to bed with her. He doesn't. An hour and a half later, she wakes up to just like screaming and sobbing. And her aunt is having to contain him in the backyard because he's trying to fight the uncles and the friends. And he's screaming derogatory things to the friends and to the family.
You'll never be anything.
And here's my advice. And his main thing was, I've paid for all this.
Yeah.
If you are the breadwinner, the big deal in the relationship, quote unquote, big deal.
Yeah.
If you ever leverage that in the relationship, the relationship's dead.
Yep. This is an unequal partnership.
That is an unequal, unhealthy relationship. It should never, ever come out that way.
Yeah.
And I just think that that's a really, really, really gross thing. I'm really proud of Brianna Chickenfry for standing up, because $12 million, I would do a lot worse. Like,
here's the thing,
her integrity matters a lot.
And that's where it's like, a lot of people think like integrity is about just like being honest about things. Integrity is really like truly that to me.
Yep,
where
agreed.
It's like coming like where I have been in a situation where I have walked away from a lot of money.
Yeah.
To be out of a relationship that was diabolical.
Yeah. Unhealthy, unsafe.
When you are like to be honest about that and to be able to speak my truth, I genuinely am like, it would have had to be a significantly larger amount of money.
Yep.
I think if they would have gotten into like 50 million, like I would be like,
you're like,
sure.
no, my integrity, it matters so much. And that's why
No,
I need
I
there to
meant
be
for
a
her.
zero. Okay.
Because like $12 million for her is really not a lot. Like,
yeah, like it's,
when you're
and
an
I don't even know
affluential
if
like
it's the
influencer, you can make that money.
But I think for her, she'd say, even if it were 100 million, for her to never get to control her story,
Yeah.
I think that's the value for her.
No, and
it's not
yeah.
like it was not the number; it was the.
But think if you were a regular person dating a celebrity,
Agreed.
and they offered you $12
Which is probably why they do all the
to
time.
not talk about it.
Yep.
You would take that money. You would take that money because, like, I would just be like, what? It's not
I'd be like,
I can
great. I just
control
want to
the
go back
narrative
into
anyway.
obscurity.
You don't have Dave Portnoy to be like,
Right.
like I mean, I have you and I have this podcast, but like,
and that reach is really impressive.
Yeah,
you
that
guys.
reach is,
So
like,
everyone
so
knows
far.
it so far.
it's like so intense.
Multiple
and,
people
like,
in Australia.
plus
Aye,
all
good
of
day.
the-
Good night.
all
Really.
of the Zach Bryan fans would listen to it.
Yeah, true. Well, and I just think the bottom line too, like if you're ever just being unhealthy, like I get that there's fights in relationships. Like I think that there's dynamics, particularly if you have dynamic, gregarious, like vivacious personalities that I'm like drawn to in relationships. Of
Yeah.
course, that means that there's going to be ebbs and flows and days that are better than others. But patently mean to your person, being condescending,
No,
putting them
Zach
down,
Bryan is a bad person.
Well, I don't know if he's a bad person because I think people can grow and evolve and change. But what he's definitely not is not a great person in this relationship.
Currently a bad person.
Yeah, he needs to just cool his tits.
Well, and this is obviously a pattern.
Yeah,
His
'cause
exes
ex
don't
had the
talk
same-
about him.
Right.
And so this is clearly they
They've been
been
there's
paid
they
money,
took a
but,
12
like,
million. Yeah.
so I mean, grateful to Brianna for not taking it so that she can like.
And warn other people about
Yeah.
Zach Bryan in the future.
So anyway, never listened to any of his songs. Probably won't.
You
in
know
the
who
future.
probably could use $12 million?
Who?
The director of Airbud.
The creator of Airbud.
You guys,
needs
the
to
creator,
date Zach
the
Bryan,
creator of Airbud is homeless.
which is like such a crime for us millennials. How dare us not support him?
Yeah, because you know what the tagline for the movie for Airbud was?
What?
He sits, he stays, he shoots, he scores. Like, wait, slay mama. The thing about Airbud, I remember watching it.
GoFundMe for the creator of Airbud.
Wait, has someone already?
Yeah, is there one?
I don't know.
Because like he literally raised us. What do you mean?
He raised us. That's like saying angels in the outfield. There ain't no more angels. That's what this makes me sad. And wasn't there a
Watch him be
sequel?
like an awful person, and we're like, let's start a GoFundMe.
No, so Kevin DeCiccio, the man who owned Buddy, the star of the popular Airbud movies and created the film, is in dire straits. He's homeless and about to be kicked out of the shelter where he's staying. It's like kind of sad. I mean, I would say,
Oh no.
I would just say that like, he could use a haircut.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like a kind of way. Like, I don't know if that's the face of a GoFundMe I would donate to. But he seems lovely. What happened to Buddy? Did he die? Did Buddy die?
Of course he did. It's been like 20 years.
He could live forever in our memory.
Maybe he cloned him, and that's why he's homeless.
I hope so. I
He
hope
has
it's
no
up there.
money left
There's
'cause he
all
cloned
Buddy
Buddy.
1, Buddy 2, Buddy 3. He's like, I thought this was going to be a cash cow. Cows, that's what I should have done. No real advice,
Buddy
but just
didn't
sad.
talk, did he?
Why did you put that story in? That's like the saddest story.
Because
That's
that's,
a
our childhood. Are you kidding
Our
me?
childhood is
Airbud?
homeless.
Our childhood, like we've let our childhood down.
Okay, you guys know the difference in stories.
Everybody
That's
go
the story
stream
Stephanie
Airbud.
picked. Okay.
Everybody go stream Airbud.
Yeah, that's the show. No, because I bet he
probably
doesn't
doesn't
get
even
any
get streaming
residuals, but there's no rights for him. How's he getting mail?
Only Disney is getting
Only-
our residuals for Airbud.
There's no help for him. I hope the press is getting him out of the shelter, though. Maybe that. Maybe
Yeah.
someone will help him and get him a job, and maybe he'll create Bud in the Shelter, like Airbud in the Shelter or something, like a spin-off series. And he's like a magical dog, a magical golden retriever that helps homeless kids What?
But on the street.
Bud on the streets. Bud
Street
PD.
Bud.
You know, he's a police officer now. That's fun. No, poor Airbud. He had such a illustrious career playing basketball. And that just goes to show you guys, professional athletes don't always have it made forever. So stay in school, kids. Think about Airbud.
Start a business.
Think about Airbud. He's now the face of Dare. He's like, don't turn into me. He's got patchy fur. He's got one paw.
He's like mange.
He's
3 legs.
He's like, this is Airbud. This is Airbud on drugs. Ugh. He's a chihuahua. It's like, what happened to him? A golden retriever. He's like got the flowy hair, Farrah Fawcett cut, like frolicking in a field of daisies.
He's
It's
like a greyhound
life's been
after just
unkind. And he's like, it just shows him like in the dark alley, like cowering, but with his teeth exchanged. He's got blood dripping from his mouth. There's just a cat over on the side whimpering. Airbud, the dark truth of the canine. The canine killer. Wait, TM. Airbud, the canine killer. I love that's a different. He turned to the streets. He's turning tricks on the streets.
Yeah.
He's just like, I'll sit for $5. Hey, he comes up to your car, puts his paws up. Hey guys, cuddle for the night. You could even scratch my belly. Like, what is wrong with me? Like, my inside. We don't condone any of this. For the record, it's just such a funny bit.
We do not. No animals were hurt in the making of this podcast.
Okay, speaking of animals being hurt. Okay, that was the story Stephanie picked. So I don't even know what advice she had. Stream Airbud.
Yeah, my advice.
But your advice.
Start a GoFundMe and stream Airbud. I want my legacy to be getting the Airbud
To preserve the legacy, donate to Airbud's dad. And this is my story. 43 monkeys remain on the run from South Carolina lab. CEO thinks they're having an adventure. You guys, here's my advice. This PR person who's in charge of this company gets a raise.
They're just like playing.
A couple of things that are so funny about this story. So 43 monkeys escaped a facility in South Carolina. Okay.
And did they escape, or just one of the employees be like, unlock all the doors? And
No,
just left
have you
the
seen
door
Planet
open?
of the Apes? This is a whole plan. They are
and this
trying.
is where the first movie
No,
starts.
they are trying. The press is trying really hard to let us know that we're not in any serious danger.
Yeah.
And that they're very social monkeys, they say. They travel in groups, and so when the first couple went out the doors, the 10 just followed along. But, he says, I think they're just having an adventure. Out of Alpha Genesis compound, which is so right out of Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
I need Andy and a camera. I want the security footage from that facility. I want
TikToks of them just like, you can't see them, but you can see their forms like sprinting through the trees.
monkeys. Yeah, they're like
it's cinematic.
Yeah, definitely not dangerous.
Yeah.
They're at lightning pace. They're like, hey kids, it's fine. Actually, I have
Lock your
South Carolina
doors
family.
and your windows.
I need to write my South Carolina
Stay
family
safe.
and see if they are going to the zoo anytime soon.
They don't need to. The zoo will come to them.
That's true. And so someone says, this is the Eve Cooper, a biology professor, says, quote, I would give them a wide berth. They're unpredictable animals and they behave quite aggressively when afraid. But Alpha Genesis says, no, I really think they're just looking for an adventure. Yeah, the adventure is ravaging, enacting revenge on the people that's been testing them. Like, that's the thing, too.
Monkeys are crazy.
They're being tested on. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not a
these
member of
monkeys are
PETA. I like fur, but I don't believe we should be testing on monkeys. Like, that's too close to home.
Testing on animals is kind of crazy.
No, like, just do a rat in a maze.
Okay, that's actually what I was just going to say. I'm like, testing on animals is crazy unless it's a rat.
Yeah, unless
which
it's a
is
dirty
gross.
rat. That,
Unless
to
it's
me...
A dirty
You dirty
New
rat.
York rat. Then test on those all you want. Because
All
I think we
you
have an
want.
overpopulation anyway.
Also, I have a question.
But monkeys have, like, crazy intelligence. I don't think that we should test on things that are that smart.
No, and I have a question. So, in Legally Blonde 2, Red, Bright, and Blonde.
Yeah, didn't we already work this out?
I thought there was the whole thing was on whether or not Bruiser should be tested on, or his mom was being tested on. Okay, so I have a question. When I'm a makeup company, wait, what?
That's a line. That's the best line in Legally Blonde 2.
Cool.
Bruiser is gay with the other Senate members.
Cute
dog, and they take him into a vet. And
don't forget that there's there's Legally Blonde 3 coming out.
Yeah, the doctor comes out and goes, "Your dogs are gay."
When did this movie come out?
It's so camp. I can't believe you don't remember.
Okay, wait, but I have a question. When they say that they're testing on animals, like makeup,
no,
like they're not doing like a full face.
No.
Or they're not like doing drag makeup on like a monkey, right? Because I'll be honest, I'd be pissed too. If they Sasha Veloured me, or if they Trixie Mattel'd, if they kimchi white eyelinered on, like I just imagine, like they're not doing like blush
the monkeys
on the
are not
monkey.
getting a makeover.
Okay, so
they're testing the chemicals in the products on animal skin to see if there's a reaction.
Also, that's disgusting.
Right, that's why PETA is mad.
I'm with PETA because if you're gonna test the skin and not make them pretty,
yeah, that's kind of rude.
That's kind of rude. Let them see it before and after. Like, give them a cherry lip. You know what I mean? Don't just like burn them. Let it be like, and hey, teach them to overline a lip. You know what I mean? Like, are they gonna up the eye? Are they gonna? Is someone coming in to thread their eyebrows? Like, are they gonna just do a little shaping?
I'd like to once again state that no animals were harmed in the making of this podcast.
Wait, that's the name of the episode. No animals were harmed in this podcast.
In the making of this podcast. No, they are just testing chemicals on them. So.
I just feel like that's totally rude. I feel like it's so rude to be like, we're going to put chemical lotion on you, but not like shave your legs.
Literally the point.
That is actually, you guys, I'm having a PETA awakening right now. Should I give them some money? No, I'll just maybe I'll just take a picture of me like covered in red paint and covering my nipples and say I would rather go naked than go for. That's what we should do for Halloween next year. Be politically active.
Okay,
and,
I'll throw red paint on this canvas.
And with me.
And hot glue gun my hands right here.
And then I'll just be covered in paint. And it'll say no fur.
We're not a political podcast.
Now I don't even care. That listener's gone. I'm like, bye. I'm just going to cover my body and be like, I'd rather go naked. And I do the entire podcast just covered. Did you actually see the Halloween costume of the people that were going as like blurred images? So it's like they're naked, but then on their private parts, they have like poster board that shows like naked. Yeah. That was like a super controversial costume. I saw like 3 or 4 news articles about it being appropriate or not. I mean, obviously slowed news day, but we'll do that next year. Just you and me naked on the pod. Just with our card.
I genuinely believe nobody asked for that.
If you guys want that. Just leave us an emoji of like the salsa dancer girl, because that's what we both would look like naked. Ole. Like, yes, mamacita.
It's just with the blankets, but like topless.
Just Lola blankets just across our chest. Hi, sponsored. All right, you guys.
Lola sponsors our podcast just for us to be naked on the podcast with her blanket.
We're like, we're not doing sponsorships right. What do you mean?
We email Lola and we're like, hey guys, we have an idea.
They're like, no one asked for this. I'm like, Tom, listen, you would love our podcast. We'll do it naked. Oh gosh, okay, just wearing your blankets. If we don't even have to pay us, you could just give us a couple of free blankets.
Yeah, just a couple of free blankets. That's all we
They're having
ask.
A Black Friday sale still right now, I think.
That's all I ask of you. No, you do the high part. You. No.
What?
Still
yeah. Still you'll love me when I'm Sometimes when I sing high, I have to get high like that. I have to raise up.
Have you seen the videos? It's like, no, wait, put your clothes back on. We're going to watch Phantom of the Opera. and I'm gonna sing every single part while you sit and watch me quietly.
No.
The judge is like, no, wait, put your clothes back on, and we're gonna talk about
Something, blah,
the
blah, blah.
dichotomy of blah blah blah. But there's
Like
one that played
Netflix
at the
and
end
chill
of the
book is
opera.
bad. My favorite is have you seen the thread or the trend of making my boyfriend do an interpretive dance to spend the night?
Oh yeah.
And some of them are legit good. Like
Yeah.
trying to be like quirky, but then
No, I
they're
saw
super
one
good.
guy do a toe touch that I was like, put this man
Multiple
in a...
people were
I'm like,
commenting on him. That's so
excuse
funny.
me.
All right, guys, follow us on TikTok, on Instagram, everywhere you guys get social media and everywhere you get podcasts. Like and subscribe. And you guys, we are so disappointed because we have not been having reviews. Remember we said give us some reviews, a 5-star that thing, please.
We said,
please.
don't make us beg.
Don't
We'll
make
do
us
it.
bang, please.
Please.
All right.
Please.
please, 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 please.
Or we guess we could just sing please, please, please.
Please, 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 leave a review. Please, 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 like and subscribe on our channel, like Insta and YouTube. I'm so sorry. What? TikTok and videos. Dun, 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 bum, 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 bum. Should we wrap this up?
Yeah, that was enough for me.
Yeah, me too. Bye, you guys.
Bye.
Bye. I was doing the Ariana Grande. Have you seen the thing where she does the Britney Spears? Oops, I did it again.
Oh, no, I haven't.